Hey, what's up, folks? Welcome back to another 3D Hangouts. My name is Noel Ruiz. I'm a designer here at Adafruit. Joining me every week is my brother Pedro.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Pedro Ruiz, creative tech here at Adafruit, and every week we're here to share 3D printed projects featuring electronics from Adafruit.
That's right. This is where we combine 3D printing and DIY electronics to make inspirational projects. Hello, everybody, hanging out in the Discord chat room. We'll give you some shout outs and we'll get started. We got some fun stuff to share and some tips, very useful tips on things.
Giving shout outs to everybody hanging out in the Discord. We're hanging out at discord.gg/Adafruit. We're also hanging out in the YouTube chat on Twitch, LinkedIn, and Periscope.
Yeah. Is Facebook still borked?
Yes. Facebook
This is their third week in a row where Facebook is just the streaming
software
that
is
could. Funky. That wasn't our problem, though. We're going to share with you what happened. We're supposed to stream at 11 a.m., but we had to push it back due to some technical difficulties.
I plugged stuff into the wrong outlet and it blew it up.
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead.
Yeah.
Let's go do our housekeeping. Oh, sorry, I said morning. Good afternoon.
It still feels like the morning, doesn't it? All right, well, let's go through our housekeeping. We're going to look at some free stuff. Adafruit.com/free. We got some goodies. For orders that are $99 or more, the half-size Primer Proto is still a option. For orders that are $149 or more, you'll get the half-size Primer Proto plus a KB2040. And for orders that are $200 or more, you get the KB2040 plus the half-size Primer Proto and free ground shipping. For Continental US only, that's UPS ground shipping. And then for orders that are $299 or more, you get the UPS ground shipping, the KB2040 driver, and the Primer Proto half-size keyboard, and it's Circuit Playground Express. So if you want more details on that, go to adafruit.com/free. But you'll be happy to know that all the stuff gets automatically added to your cart. No coupons necessary. Okay, heading over to the jobs board. If you are looking for some extra gigs, or if you're looking for a maker to help you with your maker project, you can hit up the jobs board at jobs.adafruit.com. There are some great listings up there, so check those out if you are in the market for a gig or you'd like to get some people working. Jobsboard.com.
Get them working on your project.
Yeah, finish my sentence. All right, Circuit Python Day was super successful.
Woohoo!
Shout out to all the participants, community, and hosts. We have a lovely playlist. There are 8 videos in the playlist, so check those out if you missed any of the streams. It was a full day event. It was like our employees got the day off. The shipping folks and everybody got their day off. It was a bit of a float holiday, but it's awesome that Adafruit created their own holiday.
Because there isn't any in
August.
I tuned in live, watching it because
right?
I had stuff to do.
I had a lot of fun on the show and tell. Huge shout out to Liz Clark
for hosting.
She had a great hosting session, and we had lots of great people in the community.
So cool. Some
really outstanding projects. So check
As
those
always.
out. On the archive, everything's there in that playlist. We'll drop a link in the Discord as well, because that's one place to get them all. Where's the Discord? There's the Discord. Discord, yeah. And that's Circuit Python Day. Newsletters. If you want a newsletter once a week, you can get a newsletter that's focused on the products at Adafruit's shop. Go to adafruit.com/newsletter and subscribe to that if you so choose. Daily content from adafruitdaily.com. You can subscribe to specific categories: maker business, biohacking, 3D printing, and Python on hardware. Thanks to everybody for subscribing and sharing your stories and links with the community, with us. And we try to highlight all Python-related news projects and people on the newsletter. Shout out to the team for putting it together. That's the Python on Microcontrollers newsletter. You can get access to that by going over to the Adafruit Daily and clicking on Python on hardware. Shout out to Paul Cutler for doing up the Circuit Python Show podcast, one of our favorite podcasts, and you can get you can subscribe to it using your favorite podcast player. Just search for the word Circuit Python. All right, that is this week's housekeeping. Ready to jump in either this week's project or catch up with the Discord.
Let's see, catching up on the Discord. Liz
Lots of
says she has a second cup of coffee. I lost count of how many.
Yeah, you needed the extra
Everybody
cups.
had to, or ran errands before they could, or while we were away, and ran back to catch the show. Cool. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. We have a lot of fun stuff to talk about.
All right, let's go ahead and start.
Filaments all right, tell me about the blue smoke monster and how we let it out.
Duester was saying, oh, they love the smell. I got no smell.
No.
And I got no smoke.
Oh, right. Well, this week...
I wish we got something, but nope.
This week is all about WipperSnapper. That's the IoT
no coding
firmware. What would you call it? Like the firmware for all of the ESP32 boards or any board that can do Wi-Fi. It's mainly the ESP32
I hate saying
boards.
It like this, but it is definitely like Lego for IoT hardware being controlled by data in this point. So we have here a climate control IoT project that is running WipperSnapper. What is inside here is a ESP32 S2.
Yeah, this is our QT Py, our favorite form factor right now. It's a great dev board that can run CircuitPython, Arduino, and WipperSnapper.
Yeah.
WipperSnapper is supposed to be a easy no-code solution, meaning that you're supposed to plug it in to your computer, and then all the magic and firmware gets installed in the WipperSnapper website. That's ADafruitIO.com. You can just do it all there. So WipperSnapper and Adafruit IO are really merging together, and it's the layer on top that lets you play with all of these sensors and boards. So that with that prefix, like, tell us the hardware and what's your kind of use case scenario for using WipperSnapper?
So for this, like I was saying before, it's climate control. So we have a AHT20 humidity and temperature control. That's on this side here. It's a sensor.
It can work with a bunch of other boards, but it's great that it's stemma, just plugs in to the back of the QT Py. The QT Py is the ESP32 S2 QT Py.
Yeah, this little guy here. So we have this mounted on the inside, and we have two sensors hooked up to this. So like I was saying before, it's the AHT20, and on the back here we have a TSL light sensor on the back. So what this is doing is reading the humidity. Got some plants in the bathroom, and I want to make sure that the humidity is at the levels that they prefer. So as soon as it gets too humid, it'll turn off via this smart power strip here. We can see that we have it connected right inside of the QT Py. And when it reaches the humidity, it'll turn on the humidifier or dehumidifier. I'm going to have to switch that around. Actually, as I've been doing readings for the past 2 weeks, it looks like it needs to be more humid in there. So I'm going to swap that around. So whatever, it could be a light. We've shown this before.
Yeah, so this
it can turn it on and off.
Has a built-in relay, and that relay is controllable with just 2 wires. Is that what's going on?
Yeah.
So this little guy makes so many appliances possible because it's running off our mains. So any appliance, like Pedro said, the light bulb, a humidifier, a dehumidifier, whatever appliance,
whatever plugs
this
in.
thing can turn these 2 light switches on, these 3 light switches on and off. And we're using this one. There's a label here that says it's always on. So even you definitely want your microcontroller plugged into here, because if you had it plugged in anywhere else, it would shut the power down, and that's kind of what happened to us.
That's exactly what happened. So for I had this in the bathroom for rearrangement. I had this plugged into the wrong one, which is I think it says sometimes on, is what the labeling.
Does it say that? Sometimes?
Normally on. Normally
it's on.
Not always.
Yeah. But this is always on, so that's how we have it set up.
So we were testing out the relay, switching it on and off from I/O, and it switched itself off.
Yeah.
Right in the middle of a card read, or the flash drive.
Right as it, so it basically
corrupted
fried
it.
the flash chip, and the flash chip is integrated into the ESP32 S2. So our whole board was borked.
So cautionary tale. Make sure it is on always on.
Yeah.
And that's so funny because I had that awareness the entire time I was shooting the video.
Right.
Like I made sure, like I had to reshoot shots because I had it plugged into the wrong one.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I can't have that. I got to make sure that it's correct. So if anybody watching,
yeah.
they
So
know
we
where
did
to
our
plug it in.
diligence there, but right before the show, we just kind of there's so many different things and dials that we have to make sure everything is set up.
Wirecast was messing with us, so we had our mind on other stuff.
We had like a broken adapter, and we had to rush to find a cable to replace it, so our hub wasn't working, and any hoodle.
Yeah, so we have a 3D printed case that holds everything together. We were saying we have no infill on this, so we have this lovely not Verneuil,
It's called the gyroid infill.
pattern, so that
Great
any heat
mesh.
that
It's a
builds
great
up in
mesh,
there.
Yeah, the easy way to design an intricate mesh or ventilation without having to design it in your CAD software is just turn your top and bottom layers off. So it's a really good tip if you're ever doing a speaker mesh or something that needs to ventilate air or let light in or something like that.
Yeah.
In this case, it worked out well because we need to dissipate the heat coming off of the ESP32 S2. It does get a little hot. Not hot enough to melt the PLA, but hot enough to where it could
mess with the
up
temperature,
temperature reading.
Yeah, so that's what we're doing here.
So yeah, so you have some ventilation there on your top and bottom layers.
Yeah, what I'm trying to show here is that one of the things that Brent and Lamar wanted to show off was the chaining, how you can chain all these together. And having that in a 3D printed case, this is how I was able to do that. We have the, this is the SCD41 inside here, a little bit more accurate, more expensive.
Yeah, it's
probably
a
gonna have to go
true
with this
CO2 air quality sensor, right?
Yeah. This one does have CO2. Yes,
Yeah,
correct.
Yeah,
I need to
that's
put
what
that
big
back in the
is.
thing.
Yeah.
So it's mounted with the QT Py like this. It snaps right into this little holder, and on the back is where I'm screwing in the SCD41, and then right on top of the QT Py, I have the light sensor, so I can just keep track of when the sun goes up and all that.
Yeah. So that's the hardware setup for it.
So this, along with this USB cable and a little battery pack, turns this into a completely portable environmental monitor
node.
Yeah, so you can walk around with this, get all of your CO2 readings, your humidity, temperature.
Let's say you go on a train and you want to capture the CO2 from your environment. You're commuting and you want to see how much air particles are in the air. You can track it and log it with a project like this.
Yeah, so it's a snap fit together case, so we have a little snap fits right there. The only thing that we're using for the screws is to mount the second sensor on the back there. And then from here you can actually use standoffs to keep stacking these together.
Yeah, you can stack them as high as you want.
Yeah, that's what's so cool about this. You can stack all of these. There's an additional stemma cable on these. There's usually
port,
two
for,
so you can keep on
daisy chaining as your heart's desires.
Yeah. So
smart outlet. We sell all those parts in the shop.
Yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the dashboard and show some of the.
So we'll go into the dashboard, but really it's the devices page that got a big upgrade since we last looked at WipperSnapper. So this is just going to show you all of your devices that are WipperSnapper enabled, and it's really easy to tell what's online and what version of WipperSnapper you're running. And some extra links like docs and if you want to purchase another one. So here you can see we have a few of them, and you can click on either this plus sign or the new device sign if you want to add a device. And this will take you to a brand new page that gives you a search box and a browser of browsing all the hardware that is supported. So you can search or just pick one here. But you'll notice that there are a lot of the ESP-based boards. Some of them are like the M4 Air that has a ESP Wi-Fi processor, but you'll see that there's a lot of boards that will work with it. So if you plug in a device at this point, will it automatically install, I think?
What's that?
If I plug in a board, it'll detect it automatically?
No, you gotta
still have to
choose,
specify what board you want. So we won't set up a new board, but this is we're just kind of showing you that you can this is how you would select a board when you are initially setting up the first board. But we do have some already set up, so we'll take a look at our QT Py ESP32 S2. We have named it the Queen as the nickname because it's
the name of the plant.
It's the name of the plant, so it's a kind of a queen. Great name. So this is the new device page. So here you can see all the things that are tied to it. We have the humidity and the temperature readouts here. So when you're first setting it up, you can tell it what features you want to enable. If it has built-in sensors. In this case, we have already added our AHT stemma sensor, and there's a new component page. So when you click on this new button here or down here, this was all the stuff that came out with WipperSnapper first version. Now the latest version of WipperSnapper now has the stemma QT breakout boards. So all of these right here are accessible, and we even have a learn guide on how you can add new ones. So if you really want to get hardcore with it, you can. But for now, we're kind of adding them incrementally. So these are a great number of sensors. A lot of them have like 3 and 1, right? Like pressure, humidity, and temperature seem to be the triage of sensors. Like the BME280 has that, the AHT has that, and the BME680 has that. So whichever flavor of sensor you want, we are kind of supporting it. So that's really great. So if you wanted to add a new sensor, you would click on that, and you would have it connected, and it's going to scan the I2C address for you automatically, which is great. But we already have it.
Watch real quick, and it'll actually show you.
Whoa.
Oh, whoops! That's not what I wanted. Was it read?
I don't know.
No, there's another where it like shows you what all the addresses.
Right. So that's why it's not connected.
Is it? It might be somewhere else.
I think it's called Scan I2C.
Yeah, that's what that's what I'm trying to look up.
Right.
Yeah,
So you can scan what bus it's on.
Exactly. Yes.
So that's good. But anyway, here we have our power switch set up, and I have some controls that we have kind of added to it, so I can turn on and off the thing here. So by clicking on this switch, I can turn on the relay from the smart outlet that's wired up to our QT Py ESP32 S2. So let me go back to the web, turn it off. You'll hear that click as well. So there's a little switch there. And then on the overhead, you can see now the LED indicator is off because we turned it off. So anything that is connected to these 3 things, you can control. Mm-hmm. And what we're controlling for our specific project was a humidifier.
It's going to be a humidifier now.
It was a dehumidifier because when you're in the shower,
I thought that it would be super humid in there. I didn't want the humidity to stick around and like have mildew or something growing in there. But it turns out that it's pretty low humidity in there. Like the AC does a good job of drying everything out.
Yeah. All right. Well, this is the device page. It just tells you what's tied to the QT Py ESP, what sensor. Now we're going to look at the dashboards and take a look at some of your data, right?
Yep.
So we have a bunch of dashboards. One of the updates to the dashboards is you can add emojis and icons just to kind of differentiate that.
As you can see here, you can quickly see which one you want to go to. Your plant. Bam. You can see here, you can rearrange your dashboard. So click on the little cog wheel. Edit. Yeah, go ahead and fix this humidity and bring it back up. You can move these around, and you can even scale them too. So
let's say I want to go full.
Probably smaller.
Oh.
That'll mess with the way the CSS is rendering on it. Yeah, when it gets too big or too small.
All right. Well, you have that ability.
And it works on your mobile device. And as I just seen too, there's 3 different sizes that'll save. You have a small, a medium, and a large. So depending on what screen size or whatever window size that you have, it will keep those saved. So you can have everything nice and ready to view at a glance. So we have a switch that will control the on and off button there. We have the humidity, so you can quickly see that, and the temperature, and then a bar graph here, so I can quickly see, or a line chart, sorry. So you can see what our humidity is.
Let me refresh because I think the overlay, needed to get updated.
Mm-hmm.
So this data was unfortunately data that was logged from our older QT Py?
No. This is from, I have that one if you want to look at it. If you go to dashboard, I didn't delete that yet. Old tween temp humidity. And here's what we gathered from the past 2 weeks. You can see when it actually turns on. You can see what time I shower at, like at 11. You can see it gets up to 80-90% humidity there.
Personal data page, what are they sharing with the world?
You could see there like the
2 a.m.
Yeah. Oh, I think that was the Halloween party. We got home so late.
What's it?
Yeah.
Yeah, August 20th. So anyway,
I get to bed till 3.
This was a good use case of showing durational, how much.
How long does the humidity stay in there? So I can see it. It only lasts for about an hour at 80-90%. So that's how I know. I actually need to get a humidifier in there, not a dehumidifier.
Okay.
So you can see all that data again. Before having any of this, I was blindly, just left the dehumidifier on. It would get super full. Little did I know it's making my plant sad doing that. And you can see the temperature too. So if it gets too hot, and adjust that, and then went ahead and added the light sensor too, just so I could see is it too bright in there? Is it frying the leaves as well?
Oh, wow!
And then you can have a visual to see when the the switch actually turned on and off. So you can see here like 2 a.m.
Okay.
when it's actually when it's actually getting too humid, and then you have your quick switch there, turn it on or off if you need.
But this is our old dashboard because again the
from
data
this
is
morning,
tied from
to the board.
To the board that got fried, but we do have it in the new one set up.
But it's super cool to be able to see all this historical data and you know plot it and you know export it out into like a CVS file or something.
Right, and you have a number of different visual. Maybe just the line chart. I don't know.
Oh, you can add more. Yeah, if you go to edit, go in there, and block if you wanted to add more stuff in there, like the CO2.
Yeah, you can add that to the line chart. Here's like some more things that you can change.
You can modify like the line thickness, like your decimal places, like thickness? Might be the other one. I think the gauges let you.
Oh, okay.
Edit like the pixel, the width
Step
of
lines, draw lines. So there's a bunch of stuff you could play around with. So
a bunch of customizability.
Yeah, and you can have some onboard switches. If you just want to manually turn it off and on, you got this big switch here that you can do. Okay. Oh,
good point from DJ Devin saying that the QT Py, it's only $12. And the AHT is only like $4, so
yeah,
it's pretty cheap for having environmental monitor for that, and then having that environment control something else, which is super cool. That just leads us into actions. That's one of the new things that we wanted to talk about. So as you can see here, if the humidity reaches 80%, it's this middle one here.
Oh.
If it reaches 80%,
Reactive.
yeah, go to edit, so you can see the rest of the options you have for that. So if this humidity sensor, if you click on the drop down, it'll tell you to like show you which board.
Okay,
it's showing you, so the broken one. So obviously I'm gonna have to switch this around to the newer one. Don't do that here. No, do it here. So click out of that, so it cancels. So if it's greater or equal to 80,
what's this? The value
of the humidity percentage? Yeah. So if it's at 80, then publish this message, and if you drop that down, it could email you. It could send a webhook, or right now I'm pushing a message to the power switch, and it could be any of the other sensors.
Right.
Like the LED, built-in LED. Right, like the Feather has a built-in LED. It could flash red for you. Turn on for or use 0 and 1. So 1's going to be on.
Yeah, and 0's off. This might change, but for now, this is programmatically how it makes sense.
Yep. And then limit to checking it every 15 minutes.
Okay. So that's how often it'll kind of.
And then the other new thing is a timer-based action. So we go back out.
Reactive. Wait, timer-based. So this is great. This is if you want to, if you just want to turn something on for an X amount of time, and then it'll automatically shut off.
We have an example here. If you go back to actions, and it's this bottom one.
Right. You can see the type reactive timer. That's the new one. Very nice. Is that it? So if the power switch is equal to,
if it's on,
if the power switch is on,
have it turn off after 15 minutes, just to make sure that for what I thought the purposes was, it's like, don't have it run so long, because I don't have it checking the humidity every minute. It's checking every 15 minutes.
Right.
So at least have it on for a little bit amount of time until it checks again, to sort of give the room enough time to sort of level out with the humidity. But that's just one of the examples. You can have that set up for something else.
Yeah.
So it's just based on the timing. And the other one is a scheduled timer. I think this one we had before. You go to the new actions, and you can just read here what it does. So every week, every 30 minutes, you can have it do something.
Yeah. Okay.
So it should give you ideas for, like for me, I just thought the idea of, just have the humidifier run, every hour or something like that. Okay. And then check what it's at. And then if it needs to turn on more, have it turn on for another 15 minutes. So you can get, do a bunch of if-thens based on your actions on what the humidity is, So it's super cool and complex that you can get with it. And this makes it all possible. Like, we could not do this the first time we did the first WipperSnapper video.
Right, these actions weren't kind of fully fleshed out yet. So if you have, It's limited, so it's free, yay! And it's going to work with up to 2 different devices and 10 feeds.
For the free version,
For
yes.
the free version. If you want to do any more stuff like that, then we have a Adafruit Plus, Adafruit IO Plus plan that you can take a look at if you want to look at more feeds and more devices. But we think that 2 devices is a good playing field for everybody to try out.
That's what I have
see
here.
If you want to get into this or not. And for us, like, this is all we needed. So we're well within the tier, the free tier.
Funny, DJ Devin was asking, is there a timer base, like have the sunset and midnight actions? Yes. It's a really good idea having it have like the light sensor detect, if the light levels are low,
right?
Turn the light on.
Right. Yeah, that's a really cool one.
The one of the other things that Brent is working on and roping this around to the thing that Paul Cutler has just said. If you want to learn more about it, check out the this week's episode with Brent Rebel, who one of the main developers on it. So you can get some more info on that. But one of the things that he's working on now is NeoPixels and servos. So that's one of the other things I mentioned last week. If the light levels get low or high, like run a servo that will close the blind.
Oh, that's a really neat one. Very mechanical and
so that
physical
is
world.
That's definitely coming up next, and hopefully before Halloween we can have like a PIR sense somebody's coming up and it'll have like a servo do like a door knocker. It'll be like the Haunted Mansion doors.
Okay.
So it, like self
We'll
knocks.
think of some stuff, but
I already got some in mind.
Yeah.
So action type related. Based on what's going on. Reactive, yes, that's what it is.
All right, so we encourage you to check out WipperSnapper, get an ESP32 S2 board, whichever fits your project, and start thinking about, what can you do.
There's so many, like Devin was saying, with the Alexa can do that. It's a really good way to have some completely customized ones.
Yeah, and this outlet is definitely worth checking out.
Oh my god, yeah.
This thing, it comes with a cute little cable. But it's all kind of US only, so sorry, people from the UK.
I think you get converters for like the end there.
Yeah, but this right here is really nice with the built-in relay.
And then this little part too here to plug into. I mean, everything is still like USB A, so this little adapter that goes from C to A and just plugs in like that.
The cutest way to power your Pi with a USB battery or any power supply that's USB 5 volts.
I ran out of time on making a like a thing of a post or something for having all of the cases. So
it's kind of very specific to our need.
I mean, it fits this.
You can share the Fusion 360 file and you can download.
Oh yeah. Let me share that real quick.
So maybe we'll share that. And,
so for boards that are the size of the SD40, that is. Oh man, I hate the way Google Docs does not put a space between things.
It'll be fine.
And then the smaller sized boards like the AHT20. There's the Fusion files for that.
This is the enclosure design?
The enclosure design.
Okay.
I'll put that out there.
And of course, if you want the sensors themselves as a 3D model, you can check out the CAD repository on GitHub.
Yep, this is your snap fit design.
My fat.
Your snap fit design for the QT Py, and then the mounts, the standoffs for the different types of boards.
It's like built in. Look at that.
Yeah.
You printed it with supports?
Oh yeah, this prints with supports.
Okay.
You can see there the overhangs.
That's cool.
So this will fit like the bigger size boards, and then we have a different size ones that'll fit the HT20. I think it's like the 0.7 or 0.9 AHT. Yeah, you can kind of see in there what that looks like. It's just smaller. That's all. Oh yeah, correct. The USB A to C adapter will go into a wall plug. Yeah, perfectly.
Yeah.
It's exactly
very nice
the
compact kind of way to get it going.
And then I think the other thing is probably just the stemma cables and the sensors. There's so many to choose from. There's everything from super accurate, like pricey ones, to like dirt cheap, like $4 ones that are within range, like 20 to 10% off for the range. So you can do some testing on that, but it's definitely worth it.
These are all the supported ones. You could also check out the WipperSnapper Quick Start Guide.
How to add one.
And it'll show you how to add one or which ones are supported.
Yeah, even like between when the video was finished and and then like 3 new boards were added by Brent. So we have the PMS.
This is really cool.
The LC7. That's the battery gauge.
Yeah, it's battery gauge, so it'll monitor the percentage of your battery. So if you're on a portable thing, that could be very, very useful.
Speaking of portable, one of the things I wanted to do, we have the we have that those new solar panels that we have in the store. Having that with the BFF on the QT Py, so it'll be completely battery powered, charging, solar.
Yeah,
so that will be one down the road where it's like an outdoor one where it's just completely, portable with the battery and charging, with the solar panel. It's gonna make a case for that. I'll figure out how to.
What does this one do?
Probably mount it to the back of the panel.
We're missing like an extra. This is me talking out loud. Like some sort of info. What is this thing?
Yeah, that would be helpful because every time I would have to go back and show this, I would have to like squint my eyes and try to read what the board says on it.
Is it GPIO expander? No, it says it's a temperature sensor.
That's what I was doing. I would have to read the tiny text on the board.
Well, we're all again. This is still beta, right?
Yeah.
So
it works so well that you forget.
Yeah, it works so well that we forget this is just beta. Like, oh yeah, that's right. So any input and feedback.
There is a feed. There's a help. There's a feedback right there. There's a report bugs right here. There's like 3 different ways to contact me right on there.
Yeah, and then there's just some options here. Something not listed, and obviously it'll take you there.
Yep.
But yeah, let us know. And there's a help thing, so you can go here. It gets you to the welcome. We're working hard to get everything up to date because like we got to update this guide, and now we have to update this documentation. So bear with us. It's still very new. One of the developers didn't realize that we actually have like emoji and icon support.
Speaking of, go to the cogwheel there to quickly show that off. You can edit the icons for this, and this is using awesome fonts. There's so many. You can do the search on that, or just use the what is it, the hex, whatever emojis that universal emojis.
Here's gauges, like all the pressure gauges. Temperature, all the temperature
and there's
ones.
different styles of them: thin, light, solid. What does solid look like? Does it just fill it in?
Cool.
I think regular's cool.
Yeah, regular's fine. Cat.
The one that just it's space. I thought it was like with a cone on his head.
Put dog. There's dog.
There's a hot dog.
Food.
So there's plenty of customization for this. It's gonna get cooler.
One taco. Any other suggestions? Acorn.
What is this for the on and off? Yeah,
unicorn.
They plug.
Do have a unicorn, of course. Anywho, I'm having fun. Lots of icon support. Very nice.
I've been saying, that's a huge update.
It's a big update.
There's so much more stuff too, like in the background, like the way you went from switched over to Platform IO.
The installation process is a lot better now.
It's a drag and drop. Yeah, it's in the video, but it's
you're setting one up.
Yeah, it has a WYSIWYG, so it'll show you like what all the blinking lights mean, like what. Like which reset button that'll get you into the bootloader, like the timing wise, like make sure you don't hit it too fast or too slow. And then the color animations for the LEDs showing you what does that mean. So it's very helpful.
It'd be interesting to see folks use the AHT20 that's kind of like an older, but like very well-rounded board.
Like it'll take you. Yeah, it'll take you to
because everybody's the A266 was so popular when its day, a 4 years ago or whatnot.
It's in there.
But it's in there, so check this out. It's not just the ESP32.
There's so many.
But there are lots of 32s. S2s, C3s, so on. So forth.
There's quite a bit to choose from. Yeah. Chances are you have one of these boards.
Okay. All right, well that is this week's project.
I will be using this a lot more.
And we'll
we got a second one of these, so we could have. So I could, keep with my hobby of plants and stuff. So I have more to have even more temperature controlled ones and each plant's different, so we can figure out what the humidity and the temperature levels are for each one, and build your if this and then's all accordingly.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's it for this week's freaking awesome project. Good job to Brent and team on all the hard work, because this is definitely not easy having all this.
Hey, Brent's in the chat. Shout out Brent. Woo.
Yes, there's so many freaking people using 8266.
Okay. Yep. All right.
We will be back with more of these later.
Okay. Cool.
All right.
So check that out. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, post the links to those, and check out all the boards, all the sport boards.
Okay.
All right, cool. Let's go ahead and jump into this week's. What are we prototyping?
All right. We are prototyping. Last week we talked about a Raspberry Pi based project. This week we have updates to the Raspberry Pi project. So this is our attempt of making a Raspberry Pi media center that uses a 2.5-inch SATA drive, SSD, solid state drive. It's 1 terabyte. We got one of these crazy SATA to USB 3 cables. That plugs into the Pi. We got the Pi in there. This is the Pi 4 mounted to our lovely 3D printed case. We got a fan. We have added lots of things to it. So you remember the display? We're using 1.9-inch TFT display, and we're using Blinka, CircuitPython wrapper for Raspberry Pi and other Linux single board computers to run a display. So we can use all the CircuitPython libraries for display using display IO libraries. So we have this displaying GIFs, and we also have it displaying things like the IP address. Right now I don't have it plugged in, so there's that. But I'll plug it in and we'll do a quick demo because we have time. On the back we have this very lovely 16mm metal button. It's a push button, it's a momentary button. And this is tied to GPIO 3 and another GPIO pin so that we can turn it on and turn it off with a safe shutdown command. We also have the SD card extender here so we can access it without having to open our case. All the ports here are accessible. Here it's accessible. Good spot for the display. And then up here we have 2 more buttons. These are our stemma buttons. They have they're basically 6 or 12 or 10mm buttons that have JST ports on them so that you can quickly wire them up. And we're using them to switch between GIFs. And then of course we have a 3D printed handle. So let's power it up and see what we got going on. So I have the Pi 4 power supply. It plugs into the wall. It's 5 volts, 3 amps, because that's what the Pi 4 needs. It's very, very hungry Pi. It's starving. So I turned it on, and I'll come up with a startup script, but for now, once it boots up, I'll SSH into it, and then I'll turn on the Python script because I have all the libraries installed for the display. So I'm going to go into my terminal. I'm going to SSH into it. It's still booting up. I have the red LED tied to the TX pin, so I can see when it's on and when it's off. So if I were to press this, it would do the safe shutdown command. But we're not doing that right now. We'll do it after. So here are some GIFs. These GIFs are a part of one of the project learn guides where we show how to do like a pendant. But so all the code is kind of written for this version of CircuitPython running on the Raspberry Pi. It was a learn guide from Alyssa, so we can just cycle through using these buttons. There's a Blinka transition, some hardware, and our favorite GIF is JP as the Doom guy. So if you want to play Doom on your Raspberry Pi, you can play Doom GIFs all day long.
I think it does run the actual Doom, doesn't it?
I don't know if we can get it to run on the display.
No, not on the display.
But this is a great display. It's an IPS display, so you got really good viewing angles. It's 1.9 inch, and it just gets panel mounted to the side of the case. But for more useful stuff, let me go ahead and close out this script, and then I'll run another script, the kind of IP display. So all this is written in CircuitPython using display IO libraries. So here you can see the temperature, the internal temperature of the CPU, and some memory and disk stuff, but that's our IP address. And we just got a regular 5 volt fan that's 30 millimeters. This is the Noctua one, so it's nice and quiet. But yeah, it's got a lot of things. The main thing that we wanted to do is to run our media and streaming services. So originally we were using Plex, but we're going to give another one a try. We're going to try out the OSMC. I don't know what that stands for, but it's you can burn an SD card with that version of Pi OS using the Raspberry Pi imager, and we'll see if we can get our media from the SSD to play from there, so that we can have lots and lots of media that we have for running our own kind of streaming server.
This would be perfect for the like the office in New York, office there. Like in the we have a I don't think we'll have like someone at the front office, you know, like the, I don't know, what is that called, the front office person with like the TV, you know, the cliche, the front desk. It would just be running all of the project videos, right? That'd be pretty cool.
That would be cool.
Just ship that like that with every single video on there and just have it loop, you know, playing in the background.
Yeah. So that is what we got going on. Let's go ahead and try out the safe shutdown. So if I click on that, the active LEDs are going to start flaring off there, and it should kind of power itself off. One of the things that we found though is that it'll still get power from here, so it'll just stay on. But because the LED is wired to the TX pin, this will actually turn off when it's actually off. So it's off right now, so it's safe for me to unplug. And that's a quick demo. This will be next week's project. I've got the Learn Guide started.
Sweet.
A lot of Pi accessories for this one. Yeah. Any questions that we got so far for this particular project? By the way, we know about the Plex. Plex unfortunately had a security breach, so that's why we're trying out a different media service. But it's nice that there's a lot of different options out there. But Plex was an easy one because it was just like, just load it on Chromium, the web browser for Raspberry Pi OS. And I didn't have to install like a custom thing on top or anything. I just installed the thing, and then it used Chromium to access Plex, the website, and then you can log in. And they have like live stream TV and stuff, and some movies that you can stream. But you could use Chromium to I don't know, to go straight to the Disney Plus or Netflix or whatever, Hulu, if you're into that. That's a little outside of the SSD. The whole point of the SSD is to locally have all your media. So if you're into that, this is a good option. A good setup.
Yeah, great for like I was saying, the front office or museums or any
Open
educational
Source Media Center. That's what OSMC stands for, I think, Liz. And the SATA to USB cables are quite handy. Yeah, I didn't know it was a thing. And
I just checked. We should be having these in stock soon.
Soon, we're gonna stock these cables, not the hard drive, just the cable, because we stock cables. This just mounts like a drive does. It's fat formatted, so the Raspberry Pi OS, the latest version of it, just support it. You don't have to do any special commands to mount it anymore. It just works out of the box, which is great. It's never been a better time to do a Pi media server with buttons. 3 buttons. I just turned it on. Dang it. Wait, no, I didn't, because I don't have
the thing plugged in.
Ha 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 ha. So that's going to be next week's project.
All right,
Look out for it. I don't know when we'll have Pis, so don't ask.
I think PT already said that it's 11:30 on Wednesdays. Is that what I heard? Yeah, every Wednesday.
That every Wednesday at 11:30. It's already past that.
Yep, they're out of stock.
Aw. Do we mean we got a new stock?
I think that just goes in there at that time, is what he said. You can listen to last week's show.
Okay.
I forget in what section he talks about it, but he spills the secrets. He spills the beans.
Yeah. I got some cool... Devin saying he hasn't used his Plex, but he's used EMBY. EMBY. And it's similar. Yeah, I'm guessing all these media server OSs are kind of the same.
Oh, Duester.
Yup, 11:30 snag today. Duester dropping the...
Yeah, was it last week that PT talked about it? He was like, all right, let me just tell you all the secret. I was like, because we need... That is a good secret. We need another one.
Only you folks, our audience, only knows about it. And Duester knows about it. So at 11:30...
he can confirm it's true. So
Wednesdays,
I'm not I didn't hear.
Stock Pis, and we only stock like maybe 100 or half of that.
Couple, yeah.
That is so cool. I'm glad you got one, Duester.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I need like just one more.
Media server in a lunchbox. That's a great idea. Yeah, using the AdaBox lunchbox is a great idea.
Oh, I know. I want another one.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
All right.
like a collector item.
Yeah.
All right, well, it's prototype.
Let's go jumping into.
Shop
Wait,
talk.
no, is it Shop Talk?
It's a shop talk for sure.
I think I thought it was a prototyping, but
No, it's shop.
I saw they released these really cool. You know, we've been wanting to do like a smoky project. We
Just
see all the
turn it-
cosplayers like doing, you know, the vape juice stuff, and
No.
I was like, I don't want to take apart a whatever heating element
It's
and
just vegetable oil.
get the.
I swear.
Is it sticky? Like
I don't know.
that's why I'm like.
Just show us the thing.
So
This is great.
this little
is,
Stitch thing was released yesterday at I think it was at World of Disney. We picked this up. We follow all the Disney bloggers, so as soon as they posted this up, I was like, we need to go to Springs right now and pick one of these up.
So
it's just water. It's like
water vapor.
Yeah, water vapor.
So it's,
A, great for, you know, the kids when you're out, super hot out, freaking cool down with this. B, like no sticky bubble stuff going
Right.
everywhere. So like every
No
time
bubble
the
juice.
bubble wand, it's
So
always
this
like
keeps
the
it
floor.
cool. It's very nice and cool. It is water vapor, so be careful with electronics.
Oh yeah, so you
everywhere.
don't have to like get more, you know.
No, I'm serious. Be
Actually,
careful.
no, I'm trying to do this to see if the humidity rises.
Oh.
But yeah, how cool is this? Want to disassemble it and put it in some sort of prop? I don't know what prop. Like
Yeah, so we
hammer,
used,
something.
Atomizers before. You can purchase atomizers
They were like
from
big.
like the Halloween store.
You had to plug
or
them into the
from-
wall.
Yeah, you do have to plug them into the wall. The ones you can get for like, you know, like a bowl of
Mhm.
candy or something. We've done a project before with it, but we think that they've figured out how to make it battery powered and as small as possible.
That's
So-
what intrigued me.
So there is an element in here that's doing the atomizing. So it's turning that water. So there's a thing here that has the water, and
I'm
there's
guessing it's
probably
a
a pump or
pump that's,
something
like,
that's
doing
sucking
some-
it in, because we
like
do
some
hear a motor
pressure.
going off. And then there's some built-in LEDs here that are very, very bright, eye-blinding. But we'd like to do something with it. We don't know what yet, but we think we're going to take this part out and kind of
Rearrange
fashion a
it.
new kind of portable humidifier or atomizer thing. So
I have not seen one. It's like handheld, battery powered, but maybe there is. That's actually why I'm just showing it to you guys. So
Yeah.
hopefully you guys would send me some links. Link slap me on.
it's called the
if it's
fog
a-
wand
Mhm.
when you bought it.
Devin
got
is
these lights and stuff.
DJ Devin is saying, yeah, vape juice is very sticky. Like no
so-
tack, flux, or soldering.
So this stuff is
sticky.
great for kids, and you're not gonna get a ton of fog because it's, you know, but it is cool. Like in terms of the temperature, it literally keeps you cool.
Oh yeah.
And having that light built into this piece, the atomizer is a good way to kind of get the fusion. So at night, it just illuminates and looks much, much better.
Oh, how cool.
So there's some ideas.
Devin was saying that last night. They were actually chatting about the, in the generals chat, they were chatting about the Dune portal ideas. Yeah, this would be cool for that.
Yeah.
Yes, it's Stitch.
Yeah, it's Stitch. When you hit the trigger, his mouth opens. So there's some mechanical linkage going on here. And there's a speaker, so you have lights
Obviously, well-
and sound. So it's fully decked out. You get fog, lights, sound,
Yeah, that's why
and
we
it
were
cools
like
you down. Like it's a
rush down
useful
there.
thing, yeah. So
something
it's
for,
kinda
you know, a
neat.
prop that we could take apart. So it checks off like every single.
And it's battery powered.
That was the main thing that got me. It's
Yeah.
battery powered.
Right. So you really can't get one like this. Like figure out how to
Maybe there
miniaturize it
is.
and
Again, that's why I'm showing it.
portabilize
So if you guys have seen it, please send links.
Okay.
Is there like a
Stitch.
smaller one? I know. That's the first thing
Yeah.
that we should do with the
Stitch is
kids'
just-
ones. Is
He's like
yeah.
Lars. He's like, much more vocal.
But you can hear, is that pressure that built up, and then the motor starts going, like until the pressure builds up to
Yeah,
like
we're gonna
shoot
take
it out.
apart. We'll see.
Oh, it's so cool the way,
Okay.
like trying to figure out how it's working.
So that's something interesting that we are looking at.
Yes, smoke. It's finally.
Fog.
Because that's the thing that it
Mist.
definitely turned me off. Like, because I knew it would be sticky. I knew it would make a mess. And it would mess with heating
safe for the
elements. And yeah, for the kids too. This is great. So yeah, that's one of the things that Shop Talk stuff.
Okay. I also have some filament that I'm testing out. This is some wood filament for protopasta. So can we get some? Let me focus here. So Protopasta makes some really good filament. They're a manufacturer in the U.S. that makes their own kind of artisanal filament, and this is some of their wood PLA, matte PLA. So it'll work with. They have different diameters for the different printers, and I'm testing this stuff out. It's really nice. It prints very nicely. This was printed in vase mode, so it's just a single perimeter, so it's kind of flexible, and it diffuses light really nicely. If I can get this
very nicely.
So I'm thinking about making like a lamp or something. I figured out how to in Fusion 360, the design software I use. I figured out how to create these Kumiko inspired shapes that are wrapping around this cylinder using an emboss, the emboss feature. So I think it could be a cool lamp or something. But I'm really digging this filament. If you're looking for something that looks like wood and has these like speckles and stuff, check out the wood PLA from Protopasta. I have a link here. It's under their matte fiber collection. Let's go ahead and switch to that if I haven't already.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. So check them out if you're in the States. They're a good supplier, maker of, like I said, artisanal, bespoke filament. They have 3 different like types of wood. Oh, 4. They have walnut, daffodil, which is the one I'm using, mahogany, and chestnut. And they also have this other one called espresso, which is like this darker coffee ground, which has like gold flakes in it. I don't see it here, but that's a cool option. So they got a bunch of great stuff. I got some of their green as well, but it's from Protopasta, so check them out. We like artisanal filaments, and they've been around for a while, so it's good to support them. So definitely check them out. And
love the shadow
if you have
effect.
any cool ideas, of what we can do with this concept of like Kumiko lamp, let us know. We're really into woodworking kind of inspired projects, so I think it's kind of neat that you can 3D print like a woodworking inspired kind of project. It feels kind of rough
so
too,
nice.
right?
It feels like almost paper because of how thin the Vasmos made it.
Yeah,
I like it.
Vase mode, very cool.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
Just even without the way that the shadows are being created on it.
Mm-hmm. Pretty cool. This would make a great cookie roller. It makes some Kumiko cookies. Remember when we did that?
Yeah. Oh, it's exactly that.
Yeah, it's
DJ Devin is saying that.
What's up?
This is how they make brick patterns on concrete. One of these, like you were just saying, like the cookie roller.
Funny. Yeah. Oh man, I want to do concrete one day. Like do some cool
patterns,
concrete casting. I've been following some Instagram stuff.
It's pretty dang cool.
Making custom shapes with concrete pours. Pedro is telling me we are running out of time.
All right, so from the new series, right? Sandman.
Yeah,
this is the
Netflix
skull
TV
of,
show called Sandman.
Skull of the Corinthian.
Corinthian. This
By
was designed by
Sator.
Sator.
This of course.
Glow in the dark.
I think
PLA.
this kicks off our Halloween. Timelapse Tuesday stuff.
Yeah, we're officially in Halloween mode now. Oh wow. Yeah, we got our
got the whole setup
our
for
black
the
light
lights
with
and
the acoustics or acoustics.
Yes.
Kind of shimmering.
Effects. I love the teeth detail in the eyes. Obviously, it's I've not seen this before, so that's what really caught my eye on
like
it.
episode 6 now, and I still haven't seen a skull of this guy. I don't know his full name or anything, so I'm like, it's gonna take a bit.
Trying to lip sync to you.
Hello, I am Sandman's.
So it's 2 different pieces. Have you seen? It does print with a bunch of supports inside the mouth. I did chop off the top here, so I wouldn't need even more supports and bringing it up and then having like this, crazy bottom. Just chopped it in 2, and then the jaw prints separately. Just snap fits in there. Pretty cool. Look, it's like a ball socket.
Oh yeah, it's really great. Give us a chatter.
Right in.
Make a chatter. Wow.
extra creepy when you do the chatter. I wish these.
I want 2 of them so I can like do a little.
I want the little mouths to freaking chatter too, right?
That'd be too frightening. That'd be too frightening.
Yeah, so glow in the dark filament. Crap, I didn't bring the UV light. It looks so cool. It looks like it's atomic. I wish I showed it in the video as well. I did show it in the snaps that I posted.
So it's available on Close 3D.
So good.
It's $1.49.
Yeah, there are some free ones available. Unfortunately, those don't have the teeth open.
Okay.
And yeah, I don't know about the jaw either. But wanted to support an artist. This is
or making a point to like support designers.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the name is Sator. Love 3D modeling.
I think they printed this in resin, so.
Oh, it's a resin print.
I think so.
Cool.
If I read it correctly, if I'm remembering it right.
Sandman series scale design.
Oh no, there's just wall.
Series. Move bar and the jaw can be open. It says ABS filament.
Yeah. Mouth needs a servo, says Devin.
Right.
And Duester says looks like something from Tool.
Yeah. Totally. Well,
yeah, like the claymation stuff.
It's on Cold 3D, so you can get it there.
Ah, Liz says a vibration motor. Yeah, that would make it chatter.
Yeah. Like
perfect.
A real, the old school. You wind it up.
Oh yeah.
The wind up chatter teeth.
Classic. Kind of looks like the teeth are chattering when you do that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it chatters very well. Very good acoustics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, nice detail all throughout. Yeah, this is great for starting out Halloween. I think like the teeth detail. I did print this at 180 microns, so a little bit of detail on there, and it cleans up pretty good with all the support material. It was all inside there. You can kind of see. I know, that's why I'm like, oh my god, the teeth are so good.
No, I mean like that's good teeth, like.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
Straight teeth.
Mm-hmm. The quality of them too. So. All right, cool. That's this week's kicking off Halloween stuff and time lapses. And I think we got some community makes as well.
Yeah, one. Where are we? No, we have 2.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to Charlotte.
This looks so good.
A beautiful master sword. She followed her tutorial, but she kind of modified the design. It was originally designed by Garrett of Chaos Cortec.
Yeah.
We butchered it.
We just hollowed it out.
We hollowed it out and split it into multiple pieces so that we could print it. Some with support, some without support, but mostly so that we can print the pieces individually. Sean did a fantastic kind of log
breakdown
thread breakdown of her work in progress. So she goes through the filament. She also used protopasta, the glitter flake stardust, which is awesome. You can see here how it looks like when it's diffusing.
I like that it diffuses through without you knowing that it's
like this stuff, but like silver. So it's great that it's transparent, but it looks great without the lighting. So having it turned off and on is a really good thing to consider. She also had some really good tips here on strengthening the blade. Tabs.
Didn't add any tabs, but this is excellent idea. The reason I didn't is we
printed hers flat. Hers is printed tall ways, so she even thought to make it so that the printing orientation is going to be strengthened. So it looks great. Here's another kind of look at the 3 pieces put together. I did that with the Dark Saber, I believe.
Yeah, I did that with the Guardian sword.
Right, yeah. So they're all good options to look at. So it's really, really useful to look at her build log and see.
Nice painting, dowels to a line.
But then she made these like pegs that have a slit through them so that they can squeeze in, kind of like how you would with woodworking. You would kind of do this wedge thing. But definitely read up on her thing if you want like a full breakdown. Here it is, like kind of working.
Switch in there.
Like the first kind of power up test.
Masking.
Yeah, and then she did incredible paint jobs, some pre-cut stuff, vinyl. Yeah. This is the epic details. Like she went the whole 9 yards with gold flake. So lots of good tips there. So check that one out. And then here's like her fancy video. Oh, and if you're going to Silicon. Silicon JS.
That's what she's doing. Yeah, that's I guess the handle for it.
Oh,
Silicon
right.
With
Silicon, with Adam Savage. She will be there. So if you see her, you have an opportunity to see the sword.
Looks really good.
Yeah.
And I love the was it laser cut? She said the Sheikah.
Yeah, the Sheikah thing is she has her own build log on the Sheikah slate too, which is awesome. It has her phone holder. It's fantastic.
So
Super cool. So there's Charlene.
All right.
Her master sword.
Real quick, Devin's asking,
What's
is
up,
a
Devin?
print stronger vertical or horizontal? Horizontal for the sword, which is why I think she did the things, because she printed it vertical.
I think her printer bed was just taller, and maybe that's why she printed it vertical.
Yeah. But usually for swords, I print them horizontal, so it's long ways, because the filament gets laid out horizontally as all one line.
Yeah,
if you're printing it vertical, there's no strength in there, because like the adhesion is only as strong as the heat was. So if it's vertical, it's all one line, one continuous extrusion. Otherwise, they're like stacked up on top of each other, and it's a lot easier to break if it's vertical.
Yeah. I'm looking at all the swords like I mean, a lot of the props though, like for the handles, I will print them upright just because it's the optimal way to do it. What's going on?
So these printed flat, horizontal. So I did mine. Where am I? There I am. Yeah. So this just print. You can kind of see the shiny there, how printed flat on there, and that is for strength. That's why I didn't need to do the little tabs connection. Okay. And we verified that with I think he was 7 years old at the time, having a kid flinging around, stabbing the ground.
We resized it.
This is the longer one. Yeah. I don't know where the shorter one is.
Yeah.
But yeah, all the swords are usually printed.
But that's why she had those tabs, because it definitely adds the strength to it. So, very good stuff. Okay, we have one more community to make to round out the show. Let me get my tabs. All right. So this was a make of our hand crank solder dispenser. Do you folks remember this? It's a solder dispenser in the shape of Adabot's head. And the handle is a crank. It's a print in place crank that's hinged, double hinged. And we have a make from Ligtus posted this up. This is very cute and works fantastic. Easy to print, and the tolerances are very well made.
Nice.
So they printed it in these colors, and you can either dual extrude it or print it in multiple pieces in different colors. And the solder comes out of the little mouth, and one of the ears, the antennas, is the crank. And also Sophia Skins also made one. I don't know if we shared this one, but look at the color scheme. A yellow Adabot with pink ears. I like it. That is very cute. So this is designed to fit the solder spools as a part of the Learn Guide. This one here. So if you want to... I think I remixed it to work with the solder spools that are green, because we changed our supplier, because we do that a lot. So there's like two versions of the design out there, right? Let me see files. But you could always modify the actual holder bit inside. It's a bit of a modular design, so if you want to just redesign the holder bit, like the actual thing that plugs into the that snap fits into the spool, you can modify this design if you'd like. Yeah. It's a Fusion 360 file somewhere as well. There's a step file. You can play with that. Good enough?
Cool.
Yes, it's good enough. I made it a while ago, so I don't remember stuff. But thank you, folks, for posting your make of the Cranky Adabot. Cranky Adabot. I'm having fun. I also did very similar. Look at the top. You notice something special about the top of his head?
Zero infill.
No.
Oh.
Zero top and bottoms.
Oh.
Right? And the infill is gyroid. And you get this nice kind of mesh. And I'm glad that they did that too, these two folks.
Mm-hmm.
And that's this week's Community Makes.
Woo-hoo.
Shout out to everybody for making stuff.
Love the color combos and the filaments on it.
And
yeah, that's
we're
it
out
for the
of show. We're out of content. We're dry as a bone. I'm tired. We're gonna host tonight's show and tell. Does that make you excited? Yes, it does. Come by. We invite you to come on and share your stuff with us. It'll be at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Usual time slot. And then Ask an Engineer is the same time slot, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. It's all good.
Yep, we will be there. Come show off all your DIY projects.
Yeah, come by the Discord a couple minutes before the show and tell. We'll drop the link there, and we hope to see you there. It doesn't have to be a completed project or any of that nature. It can be whatever. Plans, parts.
Work in progress.
Work in progress. Your makerspace. Jokes. Some jokes. Magic tricks.
And then tomorrow...
JP's workshop. What?
So if you're feeling dry, turn on the humidifier.
Yes, I will miss myself. It's super hot here in Florida. John Park's workshop every Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Tim Foamy Guy will be hitting up Friday with his deep dive. 2 p.m. Pacific or 5 p.m. Eastern. And then we're wrapping around on Sundays is from the desk of Lady Ada. So you can check Lady Ada streaming. And close the door. It's very loud. We're almost done though. And then on Mondays is the CircuitPython meeting. The CircuitPython get together.
Just use Python Meet for now.
Where does it say that? It's not CircuitPython.
I know.
I need to update this.
Yeah, I know you had switched it out.
Yeah, oops. Well, the CircuitPython Hangout happens every Monday at 1 p.m. 1 p.m. Folks will know.
I think there's a bot.
Yeah. So that's Monday. Tuesdays is JP's product pick of the week. Every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time or 1 p.m. Pacific Time. Your opportunity to get up to 50% off select items.
What?
Only during the live show. So it's a huge discount. A special code and a special thumbnail that's crazy every week.
Best thumbnails.
Yes. And then Wednesdays is show extravaganza. Normally we do it at 11 a.m. when things don't blow up.
I'm gonna plug the thing into the right place.
Yeah. And then 3 shows today. So this show and tell, and then Ask Engineer. Make sure to tune in to Ask Engineer. You can get a 10% off coupon code every Wednesday
every week.
at 8 p.m.
All right, that's it.
All right. We're good. Thanks for hanging out with us and coming back. What do you got, Pedro?
That's it. With all that, don't forget to make a great day. See you guys later tonight.
Thanks, everybody. We'll see you tonight.
Bye.
He said my catchphrase. Make a great day.
End the stream. Bye.
End stream. Bye.